Why am I so hungry now? You said chicken strips. Like,
yeah, your okra is over there, honey. I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you.
There's a box of chicken strips too.
Yeah, right there. You want to go? You want to go grab it?
I love that we all understand how happy
food dance.
Yes,
right. Exactly.
Because I could have jumped out of my skin when she pulled out that ice cream. I was like, God damn. This is a good day indeed.
That was good looking out, Andy. I was like, bitch, that is what the fuck I'm talking about. No, that's not. Those are hers. Yours are and the other one's in the bag.
I had a drink in my mouth. I'm like,
keep going. There's okra in there somewhere. There's okra in them bare bags. Was there any mashed potatoes in there by chance? I'm gonna go ahead on and still be big mad about those fucking mashed potatoes.
What are you gonna do with all this extra gravy?
They gave me two big old things. I asked for mashed potatoes and rice.
And an extra thing of gravy.
And an extra and a side of gravy. Yeah. They gave me a big container of gravy, which I thought was the mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. And then I stuck my fork in there just to see maybe the mashed potatoes are at the bottom of all this gravy. No, girl, it hit the bottom. It was like, blap. I said, oh shit, this is nothing but gravy.
Wow.
And then they gave me a little thing of gravy.
They're probably like, she just wants gravy.
Just put a little gravy on your gravy.
They were like, what they were trying to do is help me not be constipated by getting gravy and rice. They were like, girl, we can't. We're not going to let you do that.
We won't be responsible for this.
We're not going to let you do that. You're not going to blame us for your shit troubles tonight.
But you're going to eat their greasy ass chicken, so.
Right? So, which you should have it all slide right out.
I was going to say, that does what it's supposed to.
Thank you. Just
lube up everything.
Right. Look at. Okay. All right. You know what we're talking about?
I'm assuming we're going to talk about the concert because it was great. Mm-hmm. And then I have Boyz II Men history before that.
I got stuff.
Yes.
I got something. I got okra. I'm good.
All right. Yeah. Yes. And I can't hear you chewing, so you're good.
Telling you, this is a good fucking day.
Okay. All right. You hoes ready?
We ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun,
bitch,
dun,
you can. I'm trying to breathe.
I was doing the intro music.
Wait, give me a second. You know I'm weird right now.
You have to turn your head to the side and then snap back.
The other side.
The other side.
Oh,
there you go.
My bad. Okay, here we go. And welcome back to Multiple Gab Wounds. I'm your host, Tony.
I'm Angie.
Slap these hoes.
I'm just eating okra.
She is eating okra. You guys, welcome back, and we are so happy to have you. We missed you.
We did.
I did. I actually missed you. I had so fucking much happened to me this week that I was like, God damn, I wish we were doing the podcast. Like last week, I was like, God, I wish we were doing it this week because I got some shit to talk about.
Right.
I'm pissed about some things. But although I have kind of calmed down a little bit, a lot of it actually, probably because I'm just a little bit fucking exhausted. So yeah. I don't know if it's as much calm as it is exhausted, but look,
you're probably still a little damp.
Just drink about it.
Yes, drink about it. That's what I'm doing.
So yes, Miss Shaladas has joined us on the podcast today, y'all.
Yes, the fuck it is.
We want to thank her for coming through always. Thank you, sweet girl.
She knows just what we need.
Exactly.
Extra
cheers.
Spicy.
That also sound of happiness right there.
Dos eques. Anywho, Angela, how was your week?
It was good. I didn't like that the Stars lost last night in overtime. But it's okay. It was only the first game of the Western Conference finals, so it was good, you know. And I was drunk enough to not care by the end of the game.
She's like,
I mean, I cared, but I wasn't like, you know, serious. So.
But you know, well, good sis Miss Yolanda, she was
Oh, yes.
helping you out. She was there to comfort your tears.
She was massaging me nicely.
That's what she said.
I went to Louisiana to visit my aunt for overnight, and she is hilarious. I've decided to call her Auntie Sassy.
Auntie Sassy. Auntie Sassy.
Yes. And she is not supposed to be driving.
Oh,
And
Lord.
her husband.
That's all she really actually had to say. You can go ahead and stop right there.
Is this the one you lost?
Yeah. The one
it's
she misplaced.
It's always some shit with her. I come from a long line of women that it's always some shit with them.
Oh, my God.
And so her husband didn't hide the keys well enough.
Obviously.
And it's like the day before I got there, he said she pulled up to the house and he's like,
hold on. She's married?
She got married last Saturday.
Oh,
What the hell?
I did not have.
She got married to her ex-husband last
Really?
Saturday.
Well, come on, Amy Sassy. Okay. That is I did not
and they
know
live
that.
in separate houses
That's what the fuck I'm talking
That's
about.
it.
on the same street. They literally
That
live.
is what the fuck I'm talking about. I would be like, I live here, you live over there.
Yep.
You can even live next door. But what you're not about to do is come in my house and fuck up my countertops that I done clean. You're not pissing on none of my toilet seats. You ain't leaving no cups on my countertop. You ain't doing none of that shit. You're not gonna be tossing and turning in my bed unwashed and with your street clothes on. Go
She
ahead.
got a big king size bed. She sleeps in when she decides she wants to by herself. They practically do live next door. They're separated by one house. But he can't.
I'm gonna go to my wife's house. I'll be right back. That's
She
what the
drove
fuck I'm talking
up
about.
to his house, and he said he looked out the door and he was like, "What the hell?" she talking about she's getting ready to go out of town or whatever. And I was
She was getting ready to leave out of in her delusion. She was
if you knew my auntie,
oh Lord.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really funny,
but
to
it's
me,
so sweet that he married her though, even in the midst of
and that's why, so that she could have his veterans benefits.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's also sad that we have to do that in this country.
It really is. It
but
really
that
is.
is sweet.
Yeah. And so she's just been happy and jovial and laughing because she knows she can't be contained. So I had to deal with that, and that was fun. But I was glad to be home.
Good. That's nice. That's sweet. Andy, how was your week?
I was really old lady-ish this week. I have this fascination with birds since I hit 40. I'm like, I love birds. When I go through a drive-through at McDonald's or something, there'll be birds picking up fries and shit. And I'm like,
I did not know this.
Girl, we saw the biggest crow in the world today.
no, 'cause
frightened me.
They live at my house.
The crows do?
That's what I've been doing this week.
Have you been giving the crows things so that they can bring you
Yes,
things?
I have.
Yes.
So
Have they been bringing you things?
not yet.
Okay.
So I've been posting every day this week. I started on Monday feeding them different things, and I just spent a bunch of money on Chewy last night for more shit to give them. So yeah, but they come I have videos up out on my Facebook of them. I have a bird bath right outside my window where I put, because it's flat, so I can put peanuts on it, and they come up and they eat the peanuts, and it's close up, it's right there. I'm just oh my god. So I'm I have my own murder. There's about 6 of them.
That is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that crows are so smart that they are about to enter into their Stone Age.
Really?
Wow.
That is interesting.
Because if you do them wrong, they remember that shit.
Yes, they do.
Well,
and when
hopefully
you do them right, they remember you, and they bring
Yep.
you shinies.
Yes.
So
And I like shinies. My ADHD loves shinies.
I want to be friends with crows.
I know, me too.
I started seeing them a couple weeks ago, and I just thought, oh, they're just passing through, because I've never noticed them before. And then I was like, they keep coming back. So I went and got a big bag of unshelled peanuts. They went nuts, and so I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting more stuff for them. I got birds.
They're gonna start bringing you money and lipstick, and
That's my week. I literally have spent every week I'll pay day 1. I'll put out cashews and peanuts. Day 2, I tried freeze dried krill. They did not like it.
they didn't like the krill. Okay,
No, but I'm gonna today. I started reconstituting it today to try tomorrow. So
Okay,
I'm so every day I tried soaked dog kibble, and they didn't seem to appeal to them. So I know that I've heard on TikTok that they like scrambled eggs and meat and stuff. So I'm like, okay.
I love that you're in the kitchen cooking for these crows.
I'm gonna treat them, and so I can see what's special,
right?
Because I throw the peanuts in the bird bath tray thing, but I also throw it on the ground so they feel comfortable. But only in the tray is where I put the special food, so I can see what they like, what they don't like, and that way they can leave something there if they want to. Is my hope.
Okay, I'm completely fascinated by that.
I am too, bitch. You better keep us
right,
like informed as to what you're doing with this murder.
It's just some old lady shit.
I need to do that in our front yard because crows don't come in the backyard because we got crazy dogs.
Dogs, right?
We also have a mated pair of cardinals that have been coming, so I bought some birdseed just for them too. That's my
okay. That is so cool.
Seriously, that's my week, dude.
That is funny.
I'm playing with birds.
Can you imagine at 23 us going, that is so cool?
I know.
What I'm trying to think. What did we think was cool at 23?
Dropping it
like it was hot.
I love the fact that I'm pretending like I could even drop it like it was hot.
Girl,
then.
Please. I was telling somebody just today about the fact that I tried to drop it on my nigga and my knee was like, bitch, I wish you would. And I had to tell that nigga to push me over. I was like, push me over. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I'm stuck. I was so fucking embarrassed. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't even try it anymore.
Like
my
wrestling.
husband is like, you want to get on top? No.
I'm good. Thank you. Because the person I was talking to, she was like, girl, you be lucky. That nigga be lucky if I lasted 2 minutes up there.
Listen. Okay.
See,
between sweating and joints popping all over the place.
Sounded like a box of cereal.
Right.
Before I lost my weight, that was my excuse. Because I was like, I'm too heavy. I'm going to squish you. And now he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like,
now you got to come up with another.
God damn it. Don't make me do this work. Just let me lay there.
I will give you extra head if you make me not squat over your dick.
Exactly.
Is what I'm because nigga, this is my jaws can use the work. Let's do that.
That's a fair compromise.
Yeah, I'd rather square out my jaws and sit up there and try to get Megan Thee Stallion on your ass. Okay, fuck that.
Then you would literally have to play my neck, my back.
Literally.
I'm not even trying to
During
pretend.
Not me. I'd be like, hold on, let me take this BZ powder about 30 minutes before we get started. I need it good and through my system before we get started with
I'm
this.
not even going to front like I've got Megan Thee Stallion. I got Angie the Sloth, and that's what we're going with. So make that sexy if you can.
I got Andy the Snail.
Right.
I'm trying to think of a slow thing that starts with T. I can't think of anything. I was going to see like Tony the
Tortoise.
There you go. Because, honey, I'll be damned.
What about
That's
you?
why I say you.
My week was a little rough this week.
The universe really wanted to see what you were made of,
girl, and I was like, I went to sleep on her ass. I was like, I'm not fucking with you, universe. Fuck you. My car is in the shop, and come to find out, I got to get a brand spanking new engine. It was going to cost me $8,000. Now it's only going to cost me $4,000.
Thank you, Cubby.
Yes, thank you, Cubby.
only $4,000.
Man,
I know, right?
I was gonna say, but yeah, thanks to my nigga. Was gonna say my nigga came through for me, so I am eternally grateful. I was like, unlimited pussy for you,
but don't expect her to be on top.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, seriously, you might actually get some head out of this. Is all I'm saying. And then the weather has not been cooperating with said transportation issues because it's rained almost every fucking day this week.
It has.
And my umbrella's in my car. Mm-hmm. So like right now, and I am hot flashing like it's nobody's fucking business right now. Mm-hmm. I'm disgusted with the amount of hot flashes that I've been I'm having another one. I just had one 5 minutes ago?
Dude, I have only been around you for like 2 hours.
And I've had like 4. 15. Right. That's what I'm saying. This shit is wild. I don't like it at all. So I'm like hot flashing. And then
your body is like, we ready for that change.
And I'm like, girl, don't. I'm still out here wilding. I I am. I'm still slinging pussy everywhere. Please leave me alone. I'm not ready yet. And then yesterday it started raining sideways. It rained so hard. Frisco got like shitty hail, got the worst hail.
Frisco, Plano.
Yes, Frisco, Plano, all of those North Dallas type places. And
was it like golf ball size?
Yes.
Yeah, it broke windows.
Holy
It broke
shit.
car windows and all of that
bad.
shit. There was like
Goddamn.
TikToks about that shit all over the place. I was soaked from head to toe, like from head to toe. I was walking, like the moment that I walked out of work and was walking towards the bus, it started raining, and within probably less than 10 minutes it started raining sideways. I was like, this is some about
Oh
a
my
bullshit.
God.
And so one of my coworkers drove by. And I already told this story, but for the people,
I'm already shaking my good.
one of my coworkers drove by and offered me a umbrella, and I was grateful for the umbrella,
Even though you were already soaking
even
wet.
though I was already soaked. And when I told Andy and Angie this story, they both gave me this look like, and the bitch didn't put you in the car. And I was like, okay,
Right.
well, so I would have done that. You would have done that.
Exactly.
But people don't think like we do. And my thought process was, maybe she has some place to be. Maybe I live in the complete opposite direction of her. That wouldn't have, that does not stop me.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop me.
Exactly.
I have taken people who literally live 30 minutes in the opposite direction of where the
Exactly.
fuck I live. And I've just been like, good, I can listen to my podcast on the way back. You
It's
know?
the right thing to do.
It is.
You do that, but ain't everybody built like us. Okay. And
Some people have never waited for the bus in the rain, and it shows.
I guess, but my thought, and it's interesting because we judged this thing again, not knowing what the situation was, and it is what it is. But that's why we think that we have superpowers, because we would do that. And you understand what I'm saying? And it doesn't seem like we wouldn't think twice about it.
No.
We would have just been like, bitch, get in this car. What are you doing?
Right.
That's what we would have done. I have done that.
Right. And like I was saying before, even if for some reason I couldn't, I have to go pick my son up at daycare or whatever, I would have explained that to you.
Or something.
I would have been like, I really want to give you hey, you know what? If you can ride with me to go pick my son up at daycare, I can take you home after that. Or something. There is no way that I would leave it doesn't even have to be a friend. Someone I know
is outside in the rain with no umbrella, and they're
you're
soaked
getting
to
in
the
this
gills.
car
Right.
one way or another.
And I agree with that. I believe you. But yeah, that's what that was. And again, I don't judge, because I'm just like, okay, I don't know what your circumstances were for you not to do that.
I'm judging harshly.
Go and please do. You can, because you're removed.
Once I heard, from Pastor Jake's a long time ago when I used to watch, and he had made a comparison of something. I'm going to paraphrase using my own imaging, but let's say you have a pitcher and I have a cup. Okay, so the pitcher is how much empathy and compassion you have, but all I have is a cup. So I can give you, like, for me, that's natural. I will give you this umbrella and think that's done its job. But because we have more, for whatever reason, we would go an extra step. But some people just don't know to go an extra step because they just don't. They don't have that capacity.
That's
true.
I agree with that 1,000,000%.
I never thought of it
and
that
I'm
way.
about to
That's true.
digress just a little bit, but it's like it's kind of, to a degree, like kind of customer service. And I say that because at my job, people are terrible at it. They're the very worst at it. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me. So when I see people come in, the first thing I say is, hi, how can I help you? Before they even get through the door, well, I'm like, hi, how can I help you? Right. Oh, okay, no, not a problem. Sit tight, sign in over there, blah, 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 blah. Do whatever you got to do. Right. I was asked just recently to stop doing that. And they were like, because you usurp my authority when you do that. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. But my thought was, well, bitch, if you fucking say something the moment that these niggas walk in, and when you see them coming in the building and they're looking around like they don't know where they're supposed to go and what they're supposed to do, it is your job actually to say, hi, I'm right here. How can I help you? What do you need? Let me do it you are supposed to reach out to them. They're not supposed to reach out to you.
Especially the facility that you're at. you need to be wary of who's coming and going anyway.
Immediately. The moment that somebody walks through that door, you should be like, who the fuck are you? Can I help you?
I see you. Right. I see all of this.
Right. As opposed to letting them come in and just wander around and look around and all of this, that, and the other. So again, going back to that step further, because customer service has been something that I learned literally directly out of high school. Mm-hmm. And it was ingrained, and I worked for one of the best companies to do customer service.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so it's second nature to me because I learned it way back then. Right. And so now it's just what I do.
Right.
And so when I exhibited it, she was like, wait, you're usurping my authority. I don't like how you do that. And it makes me feel bad. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So then do your job.
I don't get it.
And it's like, let me show you how to do this, because trust me when I tell you that I'm like masterful at the shit.
Well, the big thing is the difference, because I also worked for some major companies. One of them was a hospitality company. The big difference is there's customer service and there's customer satisfaction.
Yeah, that's customer satisfaction.
And
yes.
So I would rather a customer be satisfied
and exceeding
with the art.
Customer expectation.
Exactly. And instead of customer service is just like doing the bare minimum, if anything at all. So this person is just lazy at their job, but they don't want you to look like you're better at their job than they are.
Exactly. Which I am. And I'm not going to try to act brand new. I'm not saying that to be like, I am better than you. That's not it at all. I'm really good at this. I've been doing it for a really long time.
It's a skill set that you have that apparently this person does not.
Exactly. And so, and no one in the office has it, because none of them have come from that kind of background to be able to do that.
Gotcha.
Saying all of that to say that yes, we are these generous people who will stop and be like, get your ass in this fucking car, because that is where we come from. That is what we come from. We come from those places of love and helpfulness. And I know you and I coming from the church, even though we all fell out with the church at the end, they taught us some valuable lessons about hospitality and being generous and loving and kind and
serving and
serving, right? All of that stuff. And we learned those lessons, and as much as we fell out with that institution, there were some good lessons to be learned there, right? So that's what happened, and then
that's what happened.
And then one of my coworkers one of my coworkers was investigated for trying to set the place on fire.
God damn.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
What? I was like, I want to push everything out of the way so I can just
investigated. So this is not confirmed. This is just
they were investigated because was it Wednesday? Maybe it was Wednesday. We had a fire alarm go off. And so we did the little procedures that you're supposed to do when a fire alarm goes off. And then they were like, no, it's false alarm. We were like, oh, okay, right on. Good on you.
Good on you, mate.
Good on ya. And so fortunately I didn't have a whole bunch of work to do the next day. So, and I was thinking to myself, well, let me stay and get this little situation finished before I go. And just as I had put my bag down, I hear the alarm go off. And I said, fuck that alarm. I'm not going anywhere. Because if something's wrong with the alarm system, which it was yesterday, then it'll be the same thing.
That would be exactly me.
That's giving me flashbacks to Las Vegas.
Yes. What the fuck was that?
That was insane.
In Vegas, we had it was early morning.
Yeah, it was like 5:30 in the morning.
The fire alarm kept going off.
Yes, I forgot all about that.
Girl.
she said PTSD. So I ignored it and I kept working. And then somebody came on the loudspeaker and was like, "Get your ass out this building." I said, "Oh, fuck." So
this is inconvenient for me.
Damn it. And truly I should have stayed in there, but I didn't. So then, we leave out, go do through the procedures and all of this, that, and the other. And then my supervisor calls me and is like, "Hey, one of your coworkers have you seen them?" And I was like, "Yeah, I saw my coworker." And they were like, if you see them, can you bring them to me? And I was like, oh,
Bring them.
yeah, like
Right?
bring them to. Well,
Don't even snitch. I want you to bring them to
because
me.
I'm their supervisor. So
Okay.
what's it say? I'm their supervisor. so I find him. And I was like, hey, boss wants to see us. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So we go in there. Girl, it's the whole... and I mean, during this time that we were out there, the fire department comes, the police come.
Holy shit.
The whole shebang. That's how I knew. I was like, okay, something's really
God.
happening here. I walk up in there with my coworker. The fire marshal is there. Fire
Holy
investigator
shit.
is there. Like 3 or 4 police officers.
Goddamn.
Our office security is there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Come to find out, they had watched the video of my coworker go into the restroom. But what's fortunate is that somebody went in before him.
Okay.
Somebody went in before him. Okay, so maybe 10 minutes prior, a janitor, custodian had gone in there.
Right.
And then another coworker had gone in there. And then someone had gone in there, and then my coworker went in there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it's like 4 people, like within a 15-minute time span.
Gotcha.
And because my coworker was the last one in there, but the first one out, then they were like,
that looks suspicious.
yeah, that looks, and the fact that they were kind of standing around waiting, because they were waiting for somebody else that was
Right.
coming down the hall. So they were waiting, and then they were asked to, they were like, hey, you got to come away from there, and it's time we got to, this alarm is going off, so you got to go.
Right.
So he waited, and then when his friend came, then they both left. And they were like, well, we saw you, in essence.
Gotcha.
And me, knowing my coworker, I was like, nah.
Got the wrong one.
Yeah, not this one. Not this one. This one belongs to me.
This one would never.
I was like, but don't get it twisted. I don't put anything past anyone.
Anyone, exactly.
I don't at all, because I've learned to not ever do that shit.
Life has taught us in
Thank
the
you.
harshest way possible.
Thank you. In the most embarrassing ways. Were you getting ready to lay down your life for a nigga, but they the one that actually stabbed you in the back. You're like,
I am not okay.
dare you?
Clutching pearls.
Yes.
But I was like, nah. And I said, and if y'all are going to investigate, then I'm going to be here too. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. Fortunately, my coworker was exonerated.
I was going to say, were you able to clear his name? Yes. Well, okay.
Damn.
My coworker was exonerated on all charges, and so did not end up getting arrested or anything. But honey,
good.
they were about to.
Jeez.
They were 30 seconds from it. I said, oh, this. Then I told my coworker, I said, nigga, tell the truth.
Okay.
I said, because I know emphatically that you did not do this. So tell the truth.
Right.
Unfortunately, he did.
Wow.
Scared
Wow.
the shit. I know. I was so upset for him. And he the whole time he was like, hey. And I'm like, nigga, take this seriously.
Right?
Like, get it together. Stop playing around. Like, you don't understand. You're already in hot water for other things, but this will get your shit rocked.
You are literally being accused of arson.
Right.
That is a fucking felony. Okay, you should probably take another look at this.
But no, honey, and I don't think they dragged our other coworker out that day, but I don't think they showed up to work the next day.
So they did determine it was another coworker.
Yeah, I believe it was. I think it might have been. Yeah. Okay. So I want to say coworker, but I think it might have been somebody on the cleaning crew.
It was still. I kind of have a little bit of respect for that, because I always talk about burning shit down.
Yeah, right now, and they were like, "Nah, for real though, we're about to set this shit on fire."
It's like, we're gonna burn down this whole goddamn institution.
I was gonna say, but yeah. So that was my week. Hey, this shit tastes good, girl. This shit tastes good.
It's some good shit.
Okay, so I just put this straw in the bottom of this michelada, and we have something special with us today. We're back on our pickle bullshit. And she done put some of this Frank's Red Hots in this motherfucker. And let me tell you, I just sucked up some of this end juice, this bottom juice.
Right.
And it's got the dill pickle red hot in it. And honey, that tastes like I sucked up a Michelada pickle.
Yep. Frank's Red
That
Hot
shit is
dill
dope.
pickle. And yes, we're back on our pickle bullshit. And yes, it is, especially that bottom juice is good. I know exactly what you're saying, too.
Yes,
I love getting to the bottom of my Michelada.
because it's like that's where all the flavors have settled.
Yep.
I tried to stir it with a straw to get it in there, but no, leave it in there.
You see, mine is empty. So I'm trying.
Completely empty.
Trying really hard to wait before I, start getting a refill.
That's good drinking right there, ain't it?
Good drinking.
That's good drinking.
I'm feeling real nice right now.
Anywho, I was gonna say you have stories for us today, Angie.
I do, and
Oh no, sorry, it's not that you have stories for us. Wait, so let me introduce it. So last week was Mother's Day.
yes, last Sunday.
Last Sunday was Mother's Day. All us hoes is moms. We all have babies, so we honored ourselves by going to see Boyz II Men in concert, and it was again one of my bucket list items.
Yeah.
Okay, because I got to see
New Edition.
I was about to say BBD, but I got to see New Edition.
Technically, you did get to see
I
BBD.
did see BBD.
Yep.
So we got to see New Edition, and their quite kind of sort of spin-off group that was spurned from New Edition is Boyz II Men,
Yes.
one of my all-time favorites. So Angela, take it away.
Well, before we tell you about the concert, I have a little Boyz II Men history and facts. For the, I don't know what, maybe 3 of you that don't know who the hell Boyz II Men are.
Rock dwelling motherfuckers.
Yes, and I'm going to give you a pass because apparently you've been in a coma for like 30 years. I get it.
Absolutely. A whole 30 years too, honey.
Or you were kidnapped and you were held in a cult and you weren't allowed to know anything about the outside world since like 1989. So yes, I'm giving you a pass. All right. So this is for you. Boyz II Men is an R&B quartet that burst into the scene.
And she's not reading the wiki, y'all.
I'm not. Although some of this came from Wiki, but I'm going to post my sources. So I actually did some research. They were one of the most successful R&B groups of the decade, and they were known for their ballads and a cappella harmonies. The original members are Nathan Morris, Wanya Morris, Sean Stockman, and Michael McRae. Now, Nathan and Wanya, they have the same last name, but they are not related. So they all met at the Philadelphia High School for the Performing Arts. And that was in 1985 when they formed a group, and the group was originally named Unique Attraction.
Oh.
And so hey now. All right.
No, I was looking for something specific. Go ahead.
So they were formed. Only one of the members that's there now was in the original 1985 group, and that was.
I am so embarrassed by this phone. I am so embarrassed. This phone is like, this is not what I wanted.
She's an old lady. She's learning how to use technology.
I am so sorry. Please go.
No problem.
And you know I put this bitch on silent.
I know you did.
And so she wouldn't do exactly what the fuck she just did.
I know you think you did.
I was trying to.
In your heart of hearts, you absolutely believe that you did.
I was trying to find my list for white people. But go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking forward to that. So the original members are Michael Grimaldi, Nathan Morris, Mark Nelson, George Baldy, John Schultz, and Marguerite Walker.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of them.
Yeah. And they were all of them were members of the high school choir, obviously. Mm-hmm. Is that obvious? I think it's obvious.
I don't know. I mean,
No,
because when you go for performing arts, that doesn't necessarily mean that
singing.
Right, that they have a whole choir.
That's true. Okay, so in 1987, Wanya Morris joined the group and became a permanent member as a freshman. In 1988, Baldy, Schultz, and Walker all left the group due to graduation because, that's that
They were
pesky
we're
graduating.
Yeah,
and
we're
shit.
moving on. We're moving on. The fuck, I don't know.
They recruited Sean Stockman after seeing him perform a solo in the school choir.
I'm glad they did.
Yes,
I am
insane.
too.
He's my favorite out of all of them.
And I love this. I kept this exactly the way that it was written because it's funny to me. After an encounter in a school bathroom, Michael McRae started singing along with the group. What was the encounter? There could be all kinds.
Maybe he was on the toilet and he was just singing to keep himself busy. And they're like, whoa, when you get done blowing up that bathroom.
How about you blow up this mic?
Did they go in there to beat his ass or something? He's like, no, let me sing for you. So that's how Michael became part of the group.
That's funny.
They used to rehearse in the school bathrooms or in the corners or, other local areas. They were inspired by New Edition, and they actually named the group Boyz II Men after the New Edition song, Boyz II Men, from the 1988 album Heartbreak. After performing at a Valentine's Day party at school in 1989, they snuck into a concert at the Philadelphia Civic Center, and their plan was to find Will Smith backstage and perform for him.
No. Interesting.
But while they were looking for Smith, they happened to cross paths with New Edition, and they were speaking to Michael Bivins. So what they did was they sang Can You Stand the Rain for him? And it says that Bivins and everyone in attendance, including other celebrities, were impressed. And it said, according to Morris, they sang for him in the wings and surrounded by famous artists on the bill that night. Sherelle, Kid and Play, Patti LaBelle, and it just says, etc. And then I just love the way that this journalist put this. He's like, some versions of the story have Paula Abdul and Q Sweat there too for some reason.
For some reason.
I don't know
why.
They think they needed to be there. So anyway, Michael gave the Boyz II Men group their number and told them to give him a call. And, when you think of it, you think that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this was immediate. I called them and we got signed. And,
it's never like that.
Yeah, it's never like that. So he took the number, but he called Bivins for weeks.
I'm sure Bivins was really busy because that was the height of their career.
And they were just getting ready to start BBD at that time. Yeah. And Morris says that he hounded him, that they talked about music and business, but mainly the calls were about Morris convincing Bivins to take Boyz II Men under his wing. And so he agreed to manage the group. But it's not something that Michael Bivins really ever thought of doing, right? And so he said that because Morris believed he could do it, so he went ahead and did it. And he said that Morris saw something in him that he didn't even see in himself. And so after that, now he's a music executive.
Right, magic was made.
Yep, because of Nate Morris. So right after that, founding member Mark Nelson left the group due to delays before recording their own material and personality conflicts. I tried to find out what those personality conflicts were.
Nope, they didn't talk about them.
They were just like, all right, fuck you, you gone.
You know what, truly though, they say very little about former members of the groups. Part of the reason reason I know that is maybe while we were in sync in some way, shape, or form. But I went through and did. It was like, okay, because remember when we talked about it when we walked out and we were like, why did Michael leave?
Right. Oh, we'll get to it.
And he was sick.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Yes.
This one was Mark Nelson, one of the original 16 founding
right.
that they had in 85. So after he left, then it was the original quartet, which is Nathan, Wanya, Sean, and Mike. So the first album was released in 1991 and was produced by Michael Bivins. And the first hit single was Motown Philly. I remember because I was good and pregnant, and I could not wait to have my baby so I could go dance to some Motown Philly. That did not happen. I pretty much forgot all about that song because, I had a baby. More important things going on. Their second hit was It's So Hard to Say Goodbye from Yesterday from the 1975 film Cooley High. And then the third single was which I fucking love that song. So
is that what it was called? Ooh Ah? Okay. I mean, I know the song, but
That's
I
the
didn't.
name.
I can't remember if it was actually called Ooh Ah.
I was a little surprised by that too, because I thought it was called something different.
Something different, right?
Yeah. So the album Cooley High Harmony, the New Jack Swing sound was similar to Belle Biv DeVoe's sound, but it featured more classic soul style vocals, and this style was dubbed hip hop doo wop by the group and Michael Bivins. And I was like, I like it. I think I remember that. The other thing about them is that they featured all four members as leads, whereas back then,
there was always like a lead singer.
yeah, there was always like one or two lead singers, and the other ones were like, glorified background singers,
Right.
even though they were part of the group. But because everyone sang lead, it became part of their trademark. So Cooley High Harmony achieved major success, eventually selling over 9 million copies and winning the 1992 Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. That is a long category name. I hope that they've done something about that since 1992, because goddamn. Okay.
But you know what? They've actually added like a shit ton of more categories
Yeah, that's
because there's new emerging shit on a regular basis that really kind of can't be categorized.
Right. They were like, I don't know what genre to put this in.
Right, exactly. So let's create a new one.
Right.
Best humming, best whistling,
Best space cowboys.
right? Exactly. Best bedazzlement,
Best ham boning. So, okay, in 1994, their second album was released, and it's just called Two. And let's see, the hit songs on that were On Bended Knee, I'll Make Love to You, and Water Runs Dry, because God, those are so good. So their third album, Evolution,
Oh, wow.
Which one was Thank You on? Was Thank You on too?
I believe it was on Evolution, the one that didn't do as well.
Thank You.
Yep. It had Thank You on it. It had 4 Seasons of Loneliness and A Song for Mama on it. And actually, Song for Mama, fun fact, was the theme song to the movie Soul Food.
Yes, it was.
Yep. I had forgotten about that. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. While on tour to support the Evolution album, Wanye developed a polyp on his vocal cords, and the group was forced to postpone part of the tour until he recovered. And McCary's, was I saying McCrae the whole time? And it's McCary. I'm sorry. I've been drinking, y'all.
I thought it was McCrae.
So,
But it's not. It's McCary.
yeah, McCary.
Okay.
McCary's multiple sclerosis meant that he was unable to participate in most of the group's dance routine. Okay, here we go. I got a whole thing about his departure, because I didn't know until recently, until you told me, and I was like, you know what? Let me look into this.
Their sides are very different.
It is.
Both sides have
Yes.
very different stories.
Yes.
Right. The earliest thing that I found in my research was a 2014 Huffington Post article, and that was before Michael actually came out to everyone saying, hey, I had multiple sclerosis. And so...
Which, if he was a smart man, he would have come out at the fucking beginning, but that's another story.
Yes. So one of the things that Sean told host Mark Lamont Hill...
There was drinking.
Oh, I get it. Mike was kind of always the odd guy in a sense. Obviously, he was a freak of nature vocally.
Right, because that bass was crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah. He said there's nobody we could have encountered outside of Melvin Franklin from the Temptations that actually spoke the way that he sang.
Right.
Like he was a true bass. You got guys that act like bassists and sing like bassists but aren't bassists. The group said that McCary enjoyed the ride, but not as much as the other three. Nathan said that McCary didn't like rehearsals or any of the nitty gritty stuff that comes along with being a top music act.
I get that.
And they said it seems like he kind of gave up when things didn't go well. Now, this is in 2014, before he really kind of came out with all of his multiple sclerosis thing. So, and of course, McCary said that was the reason in 2016. Stockman says because he left us hanging so many times, we had to cover what we had been doing in the last 9 years. He wasn't there because at some point he said that he would want to come back, but he didn't want to sign a contract. Yeah. McCary didn't. And he's like, you can't...
Because he didn't want to obligate himself to...
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't just run out one day and don't show up. They needed to have a contractual agreement so that, their asses would be covered. Right.
It makes sense, but when you're dealing with major health issues, you can't commit. So they should have had this discussion a long time.
But this whole thing is about
anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like, and it makes me believe it's like if you didn't say anything, then maybe you didn't really have an issue. Maybe it wasn't a health issue.
I kind of thought that, but you tell me what you guys think a little bit. So he said he didn't want to do that because he wouldn't be a full fourth member. And then he called them with his frustrations, and they basically hung up on him and continued making the album.
Wow. But he wasn't there to help with the album. So then stop talking to me.
Right. The trio did say, though, that there's always a spot for him if he wants to return, if he wants to come back and do this the right way. That's 2014. In 2016, he went on to Liana Fix My Life.
Iyanla Fix My Life.
Iyanla. That's a whole I, not a L.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody help. Okay.
I got you.
He went on there for an expose interview, and it didn't sit well with the other members of Boyz II Men.
Because that's when he revealed that he was sick.
Yes, exactly. And he said that, he had multiple sclerosis and that it was really affecting him as far as like depression and all of these things. And of course, it says at first he didn't tell the group about his medical condition, but it was like even when he quit the group, they didn't know. They didn't know why. So he was like, they're always mad at me. So I don't feel comfortable telling them. So I'm not going to tell them.
Shut the fuck up with that.
So I just quit instead.
That's not that doesn't make any sense.
And that
doesn't go along with the human course of things.
It sounds vaguely familiar to people we know.
Yes.
Well, okay. And again, therein lay the reason we
so glad you know how to edit.
Because if you talk to us, then we can do something.
Exactly.
If you talk to us, we can all be in on the issue, and then we'll be more empathetic to be able to help you.
Exactly. Or just be there for you.
Period.
And just have a better understanding of what's going on.
Exactly. If we know, and don't just sit there and assume that and think that we have a better nature, and we'll be like, oh well, he's just not showing up today. It's okay, guys.
Yeah.
No,
you gotta be. And is it easy? No. Any good relationship, it's not easy.
You have to communicate in all of those relationships.
There'll be uncomfortable times, definitely. And now you add money into this.
Yeah.
And lots of money that we all four of us have to share. And like technically all four of us need to share this. But the fact is that if you don't bring your ass to work on a regular basis, you're not getting a full cut.
So yeah, they were fighting all the time because he was fucking up, and even though it wasn't his fault, nobody fucking knew that. And so he said that he's the one that felt betrayed.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I was like, nigga.
And that he harbors a deep resentment over how things ended. And I was like, but this is all you.
Because you should have said something. If you don't say anything, how are they supposed to know?
They're not mind readers.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say. These niggas ain't fucking mind readers.
Right. That was his last on-air appearance, and as of 2016, Stockman says he hasn't spoken to McCary in years, and he believes that he thinks a lot of what he said was just for television. And I thought the same thing. So, but Stockman did say he will always be my brother no matter what. So
that's sweet of him.
I love Sean.
Yes,
me too.
He took the high road. So
I wouldn't have. I'd have been dirty as Dookie. I'd have been like, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Say what? Tell him to come here to my face with that shit.
I'm laughing, but I'm like, yeah, I would have too. I would have been passive aggressive as fuck.
I would have been petty as hell.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. And I just like this last line that this one article said. They still dress to the nines. They still sing for the people, and they do it on their own terms.
They do. They look great when we saw them.
Still kicking it just for you, but also for themselves. So I've got a couple of fun facts here. When they first got started with Michael Bivins, They had all come up with these nicknames for them. Wanye was Squirt.
Why?
know, right?
Why?
Sean was Slim.
Well, yeah.
Michael was Bass. And Nathan was Alex Vanderpool.
What the fuck?
It was after a soap opera character who had a nerdy style.
I was about to say, I'm trying to think, where the fuck did that come out of left field?
That is completely some shit I would do.
I love it.
Absolutely. And so the song, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, when they released it originally, you could only find it on the Boomerang soundtrack. You could find it as a single, or you could find it on the soundtrack.
Boomerang is literally probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
It's definitely in my top 5. I became Robin Givens the moment that I saw that movie.
See, that's the one with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Halle Berry and,
I like it, but Eddie Murphy,
he just reeks of arrogance.
That's it.
But
And
you know what? In
it's
that
hard
movie,
to
he
deal
was
with.
humbled as fuck. And and that's part of the reason why I liked it. And then you had fucking Robin Givens and Halle Berry that were in there being fucking amazing. I fell in love with that movie. I was going to be. When I saw that, I was like, I am Robin Givens in this movie.
I didn't say I am
Jacqueline.
Robin Givens. I was like, I want to be Robin Givens.
Yeah, no, Jacqueline. That was her name in the movie, Jacqueline. I was Jacqueline. I mean, turned out I was Strange, but I'm really. I wanted to be Jacqueline.
So Sean and Wanye, they've been married to their wives for nearly 20 years.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
And then the last fact is the Philadelphia High School for the Performing Arts. Some of the alumni include Questlove and Black Thought of the Roots, Jasmine Sullivan, and Leslie Odom Jr.
I am not surprised about Questlove because Questlove on his podcast, my God, he has such a fantastic podcast. He's amazing.
I know, I got to listen to that.
Yeah, it is.
Really
and he's been doing it it's been about a good 10 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know it was that long.
Oh yeah, it's really good. And he used to talk about his past a lot in Philadelphia. So
okay.
yeah.
I had no idea. So awesome. That's all I got.
Woohoo!
I got to figure out a way to end those.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
See, that's fun information because it just makes me have a new appreciation for them, especially like this concert was amazing. This show was amazing.
It was.
I don't know why I cried so much.
I could totally see that. If I was there with my husband, I would have cried too at some of those.
I don't know.
Not
If that's
me.
what
Y'all
it
are
was.
making me sick to my stomach. But go ahead.
You know what? Don't even try it because this bitch will cry.
I love to cry
at the least emotion.
Oh yeah, no. Today, one of my coworkers was leaving, and I was like, I was fine up until that coworker, and I was like, yeah, I was a mess. I'm not even gonna lie.
When did y'all get there? Because we came separately. Because I was with my husband, and then you guys came. Mm-hmm. I showed up with my husband right at Kenny Lattimore's last song.
Oh yeah, so we did not so we didn't know Tamia got up and sang. We thought, we're on time.
We thought they were like
all those stools and,
and all of that stuff. So we thought that Tamia was the opening, and we didn't realize that Kenny Lattimore had already come and gone. Yeah. So, and I was grateful because I'm not a fan, just not. I don't know not now one of his songs, and I only know one of Tamia's.
I don't dislike him. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Right. I'm indifferent.
Yeah. Yes. So I was fine with not seeing him, and really, truly would have been fine of not seeing Tamia. However, those thighs and those calves were off of the fucking chain.
And she could get low. I was like, look at her just dropping.
I know.
I was like, how are you still doing that?
Exactly.
She was like, because I took my BC powder before I came out here, girl.
Like, bitch, do you see these legs and these calves?
Thank you, because those legs were. I wanted to bite them. Yeah. I was like, "Oh my God,
they were pretty nice."
Yeah, good job, Stacy, girl. You out here, you running it. So
Tamia.
What did I say, Stacy?
Because you're thinking Lattimore.
Stacy Lattimore. God, I'm tired. so sorry.
Are you tired or are you drunk?
A little bit. A little bit.
My buzz is starting to wear off, so I keep periodically looking at the glass.
You want me to go get that Everclear right quick? I can.
No, I don't want to die. God damn. I just want to get a little loose.
She
Shit,
was
not a
like,
coma.
I'm not trying to fall out. I'm not trying to get raped over here.
The show was excellent. It was not much. It was a little bit different than the one we Angie and I saw.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But I loved that they expected most of the crowd to not be ready for their covers that they performed.
And I loved the
every
covers
single one.
because they were white folk songs. That's
Right.
why.
And I love
And they were like, we love music, period.
Yeah,
so if you got a problem with what we're doing right now, then you don't love music or whatever the
or
fuck.
you need to go to therapy.
But yes, honey, I was especially when he did the what the fuck.
Wonderful
Bruno
Tonight?
Mars. When we did Wonderful
yeah.
Tonight, I recorded that whole thing. But when he did
Bruno, Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My
Are
Way?
You Gonna Go My Way? I was like
losing my mind.
and I literally pulled up the horns. I was like, I don't know. Black folks behind me were like, sister.
I know they were. They were like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Hearing me and Angela. I was like, yes, that is our shit right there.
Open Arms made me cry. And I'm just like, you know what? But I have to go back to Wonderful Tonight because Sean playing and singing, God, he's fucking amazing.
He taught himself to play guitar 10 years ago, and he is fucking amazing.
It was so good. Like, I just was enamored. I was just staring at him do that because it was just incredible. And can I just shout out to the men, the boys, because they told us to sit down. Like, they were like, you don't got to stand for this. You can save that for later.
Right.
Go ahead and sit down.
Yes.
And I was appreciative when they would tell us to sit down because a lot of people
for
are like,
knowing
get
your
up on
audience.
your feet. Exactly. Like, y'all save your energy.
Y'all still back in 1992 when we were 23 or
Right.
whatever.
He's like, we ain't got all that kind of strength for that shit. We know you don't. Sit down somewhere.
And this was the first time that my husband has ever seen people rush the stage for roses. And I was just, so because he's never.
Was that at Lattimore? Did he do that? Or
No,
No, Boyz II Men.
How did I
The
miss
roses?
that? Yeah, I missed all of that.
Did you go to the bathroom for roses or go get a drink for the roses?
I might have gone to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. No, there was
the beer was talking to
yes,
me by that
honey.
point.
When the dudes walked out on stage, all of them had like a bundle of roses. The bitches were like, ah! Them panties came flying off.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of. They was gonna get those roses.
Okay.
And then the bitch that was sitting in front of us, so she was gonna make sure she got a rose. That hoe that was in front of us,
She was feeling every
single bit of it.
everything.
I was like, but what you gonna do is get up out my way.
Right. Because it's like when she was over, because she was a little to the right of me.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I see it, girl.
Have a good time. But
I'm
when she
feeding off
started expanding her reach across the next 2 or 3 seats next to her, I was like, sis.
Now you blocking my
That's what
view.
you're not about to do.
Right.
Well, because we're about to stop you in your tracks. And then that nigga of hers was recording with the fucking light on.
with the flash, the light on. And I was like,
so every time he would turn my direction, I'd go like this to let him know, nigga, what are you doing?
Right.
Wow.
and of course he didn't get it.
No, he did.
got it.
He kind of stopped it after the second time. He was
Right.
like, all right, let me stop that.
Yeah.
But this is someone who is obviously not technical because what are you doing?
Because that light was
light's not
going
doing
nowhere.
Not a damn thing.
But he was recording her. And so she's right next to him, and she's all in the mic, down, don't be in, like in the camera,
Right.
and I'm like, girl, you are embarrassing me. Like, I understand having a good time, and it is what it is, but can you not make it shitty for the rest of us?
Right. Can you
Shit
keep it in
pots.
your 3-foot area?
Thank you.
Please.
I want to go to TikTok and see if I can find it just so I can be like, no.
Be like,
were
you sat up
wrong
there
for
right
that."
and upset my friends for no fucking reason for your shitty video. But yes, that was a bucket list situation for me as
I'm
well.
glad y'all went. I'm glad.
Yeah,
That
we
was
had
fun.
we had a great time.
And we were going to harass you all throughout the show, but we figured let's go ahead and let her enjoy her
Right.
night. Yeah.
And we got caught up in the concert.
We
That's
did.
what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
So I'm glad.
She was like, so thanks for not harassing me, bitches.
Right. I'm trying to enjoy this time with my husband.
Yeah, because we sure did it. We said, "Oh, you going to Boyz II Men? We going to Boyz II Men."
I forgot that's how that whole thing
That
came
is exactly
about.
how the fuck that came about. Oh, you're going out to dinner? We going out to dinner.
We will join you for dinner.
I asked y'all.
You did ask us, but then I brought like 4 extra people. I brought my husband and my son.
Say, but yes, that was one of our fun. That's another fun time. What's the next concert? I still haven't said absolutely positively no to Beyonce. Is all I'm saying.
I know you haven't, but I think the universe wants you to chill.
See,
that's why the car shit happened.
And you have a whole house that you're trying to buy.
Yes,
we're gonna let the Lord decide. We're gonna let the Lord.
Well, give the Lord your credit card,
right? Because what she really means is like, yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to do this.
Really, I'm seriously like, it's gonna have to happen. Those, if I can get those tickets down to like $700 a piece.
God damn.
I mean,
right. Right.
Fuck.
Oh, I mean, because here's the dealio. I can't go by myself. That's all I'm saying. I can't. So
don't they have like $100 tickets like back against the top wall?
Bitch, I don't know nothing about that life. Oh. Andy has spoiled me. It's Andy's fault. Every bit of this.
I'm sorry.
Blame her.
You know, a Beyonce concert, there are no bad seats because they got the
girl. I want to see her.
You don't want to see the screen.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, and I do look at the screen every now and again because it's got the little pretty pictures and the images and shit. But I want to look at her. Is what I want to see. But okay, so let me just say this super quick before we move to the next story. I have watched 1 or 2 little clips of this concert. I might be able to skip it. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean,
because this is gonna be all you. Really, I'm good with that.
Because I like this album and I listen to a song or 2 from it every day. And especially Plastic on the Sofa. That's my absolute favorite in this whole thing. I don't know why, because I'm not in love with anybody, but nonetheless,
it's a good song. It's just a great
song. I mean,
song.
I might be in love with Cubby at this juncture after this little situation here. I am like, that's a nigga for you. I like that one. But it's like a lot of the other songs on here, I'm like,
See, and I love the album. I love the whole thing. Yeah.
I don't know I just don't feel maybe that I've listened to it enough to really like kind of suck it all in.
Well, like her other albums, it is one of those ones that it grows on you.
Yeah.
You know,
every album that she's had has literally had to grow on me.
Except for 4. That one I liked immediately and I loved every song.
I'm trying to think if there were any that I liked immediately and nothing is coming off the top. Maybe the Carter's album.
Yeah,
maybe
that one had to grow on me
because even when that first song was that first single, Stack My Money Fast and Go,
Ape Shit.
Yeah, Ape Shit. Thank you. When that came out, I was like, oh, okay, I like this song. I was like, and she was on tour when that fucking album came out. I was like,
she was.
Oh shit! Because then when we went to the concert, I was singing songs off that album.
Yes,
I was like,
and she started singing Ape Shit, and we were going ape shit.
We were going ape shit. We were like,
we were singing and jumping. I was so sore.
Yeah, we were a mess. So it's like, but I think that this whole album is going to be the Renaissance album, like the whole album. And I'm like, if we don't get any other shit,
the whole tour is going to be like the Renaissance album? Is that what you meant to say?
Yes. Okay. So it's, is that
you said the whole album
is going to be the Renaissance album? Okay. The whole tour is going to be the Renaissance album. And I want other songs. I don't want to just have the Renaissance album.
I think she'll have to. I mean, she's gonna throw in some.
There were a lot of songs on that album.
That's true. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, yeah, it takes about an hour and a half to get through that.
Right. So
Just
it's like I'm really thinking, in every little clip that I've seen, every song has been a Renaissance song.
Oh, okay. Because I do want to hear some.
Yeah, I want to hear. Yes, we want to maybe hear Freedom. We probably want to do. We want to go back and get Little Body, Give Me Body, or something to that effect. I definitely want to hear Ape Shit, or something like that. But I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I really think this whole album is going to be the Renaissance, or this whole tour is going to be the Renaissance.
I think she's going to give us. I think she's going to give us a video afterwards, like not necessarily Homecoming, but I think we'll get
Okay,
Like
all
a
of that is
video.
wire moving, y'all, so that I can get to my computer and find out the Renaissance. I'm spelling that wrong. Tour
Google will help you out. It'll spell it the right way.
Tour
Did you mean to say?
song list.
I usually,
Duck butts.
There
Right.
it is.
I usually spell it so wrong that they're like, I don't know.
They'll be like, bitch, this is
I don't
all
know.
wrong. Okay, here's the set list. This came out May 11, 2023. It looks like you're using an ad blocker. Bitch,
Of course I am.
I'm gonna always use an ad blocker.
Well, I saw that it said 36 songs, and there's not 36 songs on her Renaissance album. So, she's going to have some.
Okay, all 36 songs. Okay,
Yeah.
I do see that. Okay. This bitch won't let me go back either. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to go down here and go to the...
Why you always blocking ads?
I do.
The
I'll be
fuck you
I'll be
get?
blocking the shit out these ads. Okay,
So-
one plus one.
Okay.
Show us sideways. Ooh, the Savage
No,
remix.
that's 7-Eleven. 1 + 1 is the...
Oh, 1 + 1 = 2.
Exactly.
Ooh, Virgo's Groove. I don't want
I
to hear
do love
Virgo's
that
Groove. I
song.
want to hear sofa. I want to hear Plastic on Sofa.
You're going to hear all of that.
Beyonce said, listen, because May 11th, they're gonna USA Today. Okay, maybe they won't. Maybe they won't cut me off.
Maybe they won't block
here
you.
they go. Disable my ad blocker.
See?
You know what? Fuck y'all. Okay, here we go. Okay, opening act, Dangerously in Love,
Yeah.
Flaws and All. Mm-hmm. I like that one.
Yep.
1 + 1.
Yep.
I'm Going Down.
I'm going.
Mary J. Blige. I Care. Renaissance. I'm That Girl. I like that one.
Yep.
Cozy. She's comfortable in my skin. Alien Superstar. Lift Off. How you not doing? Okay, Cuff It. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
That's next.
Yeah.
That was next. Okay.
Just keep scrolling.
Cuff It was next.
Just waiting to be mad
And then
about
here I
something.
was. Energy. Break My Soul. Formation. Diva. Run the World. My Power. I like that one. Savage Remix. Partition. Church Girl. Get Me Bodied.
Yep.
Before I Let Go.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I did too.
Rather Die Young. Love on Top. See, Love on
You know
Top
what, she
always has to
usually
be at the
doesn't-
very end.
But she didn't perform that last time, and
That's
she had
true.
not been performing it because it takes so much out
It
of
does.
her.
It does. That song is a hard song.
That's pretty exciting, though, that she's
Yes.
going to do it.
And she's doing it not the last song, because normally she waits and does it as the last song. Crazy in Love, and then Plastic Off the Sofa.
Yes. See?
Okay, maybe I might have to give a kidney.
Oh, darn.
Virgo's Groove is going to be the very last song. Oh no, it isn't. Naughty Girl.
There's like 19 other songs.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
shit. Naughty
Christ,
Girl.
She's going to keep you there for a while.
Move, Heated, Thick, All Up in Your Mind.
I love
Drunken Love. America Has a Problem.
Yes.
Pure, Honey,
Ooh, that's my jam.
Summer Renaissance, which that is not my favorite song.
Summer Renaissance?
Yeah,
No, it's not my favorite either.
not my
But
favorite
but
song.
Honey and Cuff It, though, every time.
that's it though. I think that's it. That's the.
That's
third
a
song.
lot.
It
That is a lot.
That's a lot. So, I mean, I guess she gonna make it worth your while. I don't know that I should be telling you that. I think I
was
should
like,
tell you
I wanted
that.
to be like, shh.
It's
You're like,
like
"Shut
you could skip it. It's fine. You've seen her perform these songs before. You'll see it again.
Are you sure though? Because life only happens one time.
Bitch, I'm not sure of nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
We
I
all
think
know this.
I just think you should think about it.
I just don't think that this
Nothing
year
left to drink.
is the
Look at-
year. I will refill the drinks for the next episode.
Girl,
That is
spitting.
alcohol abuse right there.
Look at, I'm like, oh no! I can't believe I did that. All right. Oh,
Before
so
we
embarrassed.
start the next episode, I will
All right.
get them drinks going.
Guess what it's time for?
What?
Andy to pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it.
I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying this episode. It's a long one, but you know what? I don't feel I don't feel bad about
shit.
it.
I'm about to cut out some of this. Don't worry about it.
No, y'all be all right. Shit. Welcome to our role.
And just to answer your question, I'm still trying to decide on the 3 concerts that I mentioned to you guys before, like the SWV and Jodeci. I know you're not a Jodeci fan, so I'm anticipating that if I go, it's me and Ange for that one. I don't need to see Vanilla Ice, but I love the idea of seeing Rob Bass.
I'm definitely not going to see Vanilla Ice. That racist prick motherfucker.
I want to punch him in the face.
Thank you. I'm definitely not paying
he has
dime.
a punchable face.
He does.
Definitely.
Always has.
And then I didn't know if I wanted to see TLC or not. I still don't know. But I'm leaning more towards Jodeci if I can get good seats. Only if I could get good seats.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be yum.
I did like the Jodeci that.
So, I mean, Drew Hill and SWV and Jodeci, that sounds like a really good show.
It does, but it's outside in August in
But
Texas.
but it's in the Toyota Center or whatever, so I'm wondering
I've
if
not
we'll be
been
close.
there, so.
I think if you're close to the front, it might have air conditioning, just like
Gotcha.
that other place when we saw LL. We were close to the front,
that's
and they had
right.
air conditioning inside, but it was an outdoor environment.
Gotcha. Yeah,
so we might be okay.
And that was like August or September.
Yes,
too.
it was.
So it was July. So yeah, it was good and hot.
It was hot, but and it had rained because we had to seek cover.
Right.
But we were able to come back
Right.
out, and it wasn't too bad afterwards. So.
Didn't they tell us to seek cover? We ain't go nowhere.
No, we didn't. We just I think we were looking for the bathrooms or something. But yeah, because there's
they were like, okay, you guys need to leave. Didn't nobody go nowhere?
They were like, whatever the fuck.
No.
Like, you're
Nice
not gonna
try.
tell a bunch of niggas to leave after they done paid their money to see.
Thank
Like,
you.
better
And
get
you
y'all
know
asses
we
back on
love
the
to
stage.
tell you that we paid our money.
Okay. Listen. Well, yeah, if it's like that, because I do want to see Drew Hill. I
know you
need
do.
to hear Cisco come out. Yeah.
So I'll see if I can find good seats. If I can find good seats, then that might be a thing.
I gotta get a job.
So my thing for this week, I'm popping this week is it's news that's actually happened back in March, but I just think this story is fantastic, and I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet.
Okay.
So a Tennessee hotel's night manager, this was March 30th, because he was arrested for sneaking into a man's room and sucking on his toes.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit! No! Oh my god! Oh my
The moment she said Tennessee night manager, I said, "Oh, I know this story."
Can you imagine?
No, I
waking
cannot.
up to that. Oh my god!
Do you understand? The police not because you came in, but because there'd be a murder scene.
Right.
I would be like, "Oh shit! oh, I didn't know what he was doing. All I know is that my foot was in that nigga's mouth. That's all I can tell you."
This man is 52 years old. His name is David Neal. He was a night manager at the South Hilton Hotel located in Nashville. So let's not go there.
I'm looking
okay.
up this man's face.
And they allegedly he created a duplicate key card. And then
Of course he did.
He let himself in there around 5 a.m. And then the guy, of course, he's from Texas. His name is Peter Brennan.
Look at this fucking sod
Oh
of
my
a
God.
human being.
Oh, bless him.
We're totally gonna have to put that on Instagram.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he looks like a sex offender.
He does.
He looks like he's been a long time sex offender.
I can't even imagine
Sir.
that mouth on my toes.
And honestly, the fact of the matter is I know so many people that would let you suck their toes.
Right.
But you want to take...
I'm not gonna let that suck my toes.
You won't have to, but I'm saying there's other people.
That's true.
And the fact that you chose this route, sir.
See.
Sir.
So the guest woke up and he said he jumped up screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's appropriate. Yes.
I think that is an appropriate response. He confronted Neil and he said basically, he recognized him, like, "What are you doing in my room?"
Right.
And because Neil had previously gone into his room to help him fix his TV. Mm-hmm. So,
God.
was he scoping him out? Said, "Ooh, let me see his toe."
Yeah.
let me see what.
Or he might have already had his shoes off and shit. And
he was like, "What
Neil
them
was
toes
like,
do?" What them toes
them
do?
look tasty, baby.
And this man
Gross.
he had the nerve to tell the police that he smelled smoke, so he wanted to go check on the guest.
Oh my god! So now he's a fireman.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Right. So they weren't able to find the police weren't able to find the duplicate key. So apparently he threw it away.
Right.
So he was arrested at his home, charged with aggravated burglary.
Oh, he was able
and
to
assault.
make it to the house?
Right.
God.
Because I'm not sure how you would have done that. The
Right?
fact that I would have had you locked in that room and been like,
I would have
fucking
choked
sit-
you with my toe.
or something. fucking sit here until the police come, because nigga, you not going nowhere. Nowhere.
You just sticking your toe further down his throat. It's
right.
Like, no, this what you want? No, don't move away. Here, you take it.
Yes, so this man, again, he's 52. Bless him.
Lord.
He's a night manager, so I guess he didn't have the appropriate money or friends to be able to find someone to do this.
Girl, it is free. I know people who will do this for free.
I know a site. You can find people.
Saying.
He was charged with aggravated burglary and assault. So
what are you burgling? You're burgling his feet, burgling his toes, burgling the sanctity of his toes.
Unlawful entry, maybe? I don't know.
That. You said second degree what?
No, aggravated burglary and assault.
Aggravated burglary.
You stole his dignity. God damn.
That's the
You
truth.
stole his toes
That's
virginity.
true.
Oh, I don't think I would ever recover from that.
Now I have to see what
Speaking of
aggravated
violation.
burglary
But
does.
listen to this shit. So the spokesperson for Hilton was like, that Hilton Nashville downtown is independently owned and operated by a third party.
That ain't got shit to do with us, yo.
No Hilton entity employees or staff at this property. So they're like,
They'll be like, nah,
distancing
that ain't us.
themselves.
They just hold our name, but that's it.
They just step back. They're like, nope.
And then the actual manager was like, yeah, the safety and security of our guests, blah, 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 is like priority. And we're working closely with the Metropolitan Police. But that's some shit.
That is.
And that's further. I'm like, I see all these things on Amazon because of traveling. And I always think about getting those extra locks you put on your door and shit for that reason.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, yeah, that might be a good idea, whether it's the Airbnb so I could put it on the bedroom
absolutely.
door.
Yeah.
That's
I feel
some crazy
violated for him. I feel, ugh.
Can you imagine, like, every day you wake up and you're like, God damn, there was some strangers sucking on my toes.
That is, you literally, that's a PTSD moment.
Right. Because it would take you forever to really unpack that. You would definitely need therapy.
I know.
Okay, so what they say here is that aggravated burglary is the most serious type of burglary. It is classified as a criminal offense because the offender not only forces their way into a home, but they also cause another person physical harm.
Okay.
It's prosecuted separately from any other type of burglary because it involves harm to another person.
I mean,
so even though he wasn't physically hurt, so to speak, it is
psychological
harmful.
damage.
Yes. Emotional damage.
Well, also he had his saliva on someone's foot. I mean,
and you could, if you have HIV or what's the other one, herpes or something like that, you put in your spitty.
We don't know if he was biting or not. He might have actually physically.
I know he might have been like, look at these toenails.
But what was his train of thought? What was he thinking? Like, I'm going to go in here and start sucking on this toe. What did he think? The guy was going to roll over and be like, yeah.
I don't think he thought that far ahead. I think it was complete lack of impulse control. And I'd like to think that I'm pretty rational, and I would never be able to know what he was thinking because my mind doesn't work that way.
Right.
That's what I want to believe.
Because it's just like you, and I think I feel like I felt that same way. Like I thought to myself, like, what was your end game? You were just gonna go in there and suck a little bit of toe ball and then just roll out. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no one's gonna know.
Right, but literally, is that what you were thinking, though? Is that what you were thinking was going to happen? Yeah. That you was just going to go in there and be like, boop, 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 and then just roll out? You know what I mean? What was the end game?
And then it started getting good to him. He's like,
so it's just like that was my thought. I was like, how did you think you were? What was your exit plan?
Exactly.
You got in there, but how the fuck did you think you were going to get out?
I don't think
it was 5 o'clock in the morning. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm already like rousing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So at around 5:30 is when I kind of like, like I start sleeping super light because I'm getting ready to wake up at around 6.
Right. Well, people who actually work during the day and work for a living, that's not an unusual time for them to get up.
Exactly. So that's my thought is like, how are you doing this? And and at 5:30 in the morning, you really thought that he was in deep enough REM sleep for him not to
maybe
feel
that was the only time he could get a break to go to.
But maybe he'd been watching him and like come and go from his room. So maybe he thought, we don't know. They do have cameras and stuff. So
I would have felt that. I truly would have felt that. because
Well, he felt it too. Eventually. Well,
because I feel like I would have felt that sooner. But then again, if you sneak in there, that's scary in and of itself. Even though you're not trying to hurt me, the fact is that you're committed a clear violation.
The violation.
Yes.
I'm just feeling violated by that because someone touching you and caressing you like that. Because I'm like, because then my mind jumps to. So was he hard while he was doing that?
You know he was.
Either one of them. I mean, because
God.
you know what I mean. Because
my God!
Because they talk about people,
they can't
victims of
control
sexual
that.
assault. You can't control your reaction, but that doesn't mean you want it.
Right? You can't.
So
that's even more therapy.
Exactly.
God.
So I'm just like, this has so many layers to it, and I'm just like, what is the end result for this guy? I mean, he was on $27,000 bail, but I'm hoping he gets some time or he needs to go somewhere. Because
that could escalate to something.
Oh yeah, that is a problem. Like because people just don't. They're not of the mind to do that.
No,
usually, and even as much as I say that. It seems like more and more fuckery is afoot nowadays. And I don't know if it's because we have social media and cell phones to record it that we are just much more aware of it now, or if there is an uptick in fucking berserk, particularly in America.
You know what I think it is? I think it's all of that, but also we're older and we see it. Because there was fuckery when we were 23, but I had other shit
kind of
going
blind
on.
to it. You know? We had blinders on to that because we were into our own shit, so we weren't seeing all that.
People are wild. Keep my fucking toes out your mouth unless I ask you. unless we are fucking, keep my fucking toes out of your mouth.
Is that a sentence you ever thought you would have to say?
I'm trying to. Actually, I got a story for that, but I'm not going. Not here. Not
we
here.
have a whole nother episode.
So that's what I had to pop this week.
All right, thank you.
That was a good one.
It was.
That was a good pop.
Angela, tell us where they can reach us. Or tell them rather. Tell these hoes.
You can reach us at multiplegaboons.com. You can email us at mgwlistener@gmail.com. And hey, tell your friends, because, we'd like to get some more people listening to this because we have so much fun doing this and we just think people should hear it.
And we have fun with you.
We do. And we want to hear from you guys. So,
because I like fighter.
I like tackers. You never know. We might have titter tots. We could get some moolies. We might get some anchararas. You don't know what we might do. So tell your friends, man.
All right, fantastic. So you guys, thank you so much. I have been your host, Tony.
I'm Angie.
I'm Andy.
And we out.
We out.
T-ball.
See, I expected it to be one of us, and I knew it. Your turn was coming. I knew it.
Oh, I swear to God.